There were big wins and losses in the 2024 Nova Scotia election, but there's more to the story than just the number of seats each party won. We can learn a lot when we dive into the numbers. Let's start with the party that will form government, the Progressive Conservatives. Obviously, a great election for Premier Tim Houston's party. The PCs flipped 12 seats when compared to the 2021 election. The arrows on this map of provincial electoral boundaries show how much the PCs gained a vote share in each riding. The longer the arrow, the bigger the gain. In the riding of Clare, for example, the PCs improved their vote share by 16 percentage points from the previous election. Meanwhile, the Liberal vote share went down by 12 percentage points. That allowed the PCs to flip what has been a Liberal stronghold for more than 3 decades. Since Nova Scotia is mostly a rural province, I spoke with an associate professor who researches rural communities. She says the strong election results for the PCs reflect the generally positive outlook that rural communities have had in recent years.
Most of the data that I have, it's people seeing signs of progress, signs of growth, signs of diversification, and they're looking at this favorably.
Now let's talk about the NDP. The party jumped into second place, meaning leader Claudia Chender will become the first elected woman leader of the official opposition in Nova Scotia. So, on the surface, a good election for the NDP, having gained 3 seats in the House of Assembly. The Nova Scotia NDP's base of support has often been in the HRM, and that's where most of their larger gains were. But in rural ridings like Lunenburg West and Annapolis, the NDP's vote share actually went down. If the party hopes to expand their seat count and form government next election, Foster says the NDP will need to invest in local candidates in rural communities.
And also just listen to rural voters, get out there between elections and listen to what people are saying and try to figure out how can you create policy that is not blind to place.
If you look at all of the ridings where the NDP came in second place, areas where they might be looking to pick up seats next election, the vast majority of those NDP candidates lost by at least 10 percentage points. So, it looks like an uphill battle for the party to get more seats in the future. And finally, we have the Liberals. Of course, a devastating election for that party. They've been reduced to 2 seats and lost vote share in every riding except one when compared to the 2021 election. The riding of Timberlea-Prospect, where Liberal Ian Rankin was elected, was the only riding where the party was able to grow their vote share. And even though the Liberals got more of the popular vote than the NDP, they ended up with fewer seats. That's because of our first-past-the-post or winner-takes-all electoral system. So, the numbers can give us a lot of subtext to the way voters decided this election. And this is the result. This is about what the House of Assembly will look like once MLAs return for the next sitting. A sea of blue that spills from the government to the opposition side. Andrew Lamb, CBC News, Halifax.